cuddly as I want.
Well, you were pretty. We were pretty cuddly, but I noticed you wanted a lot of cuddles yesterday.
Yeah.
Nothing wrong with that. Why fishing is good. That's the title of this live stream. Fishing is good because fishing is fun and relaxing. And you know what? Fishing is fun even before fishing when you go to dig up worms. That's fun too. I was just digging worms a little while ago. That's why my fingernails are dirty underneath them. You can see the dirt underneath my fingernails.
Nice feeling getting your dirt in hands.
Nice feeling washing your hands after you got dirt on your hands.
It's more clean.
Yeah. When I was explaining to Rachel a little while ago, it was a bit of a frustrating worm dig. I didn't get any juicers. No big juicy worms, just medium-sized worms. So that was a little disappointing, but still satisfying because I did get a lot of medium-sized worms. It was that slow and steady progress with the worm getting department. So Rachel and I are going to go fishing later, but I think we're going to take our time getting out of here.
If you don't mind.
I'm in no hurry.
Okay.
And so that's why I'm live streaming now instead of getting ready to go fishing. Because I figure got at least an hour till Rachel's feeling kind of ready to go, probably a little longer than that. That's about the amount of time I spend on a live stream. I spent an hour and 40 minutes live streaming this morning, which was about 40 minutes longer than my usual when I'm not on amphetamines. When I'm on amphetamines, I often will go for 4 hours at a chunk or even longer sometimes. Because it's maintaining me in my natural state more so than I would otherwise maintain in that state. Naturally, there's a rhythm to being an extrovert intuitor, which flows through the day. I have little bouts of energy and little bouts of resty time and so forth. But amphetamines extend the length of the wave. In other words, basically, they make you a lower pitch by making each wave. The wave pattern's the same, but it takes a longer time to get there, right? So it's like it'll take 4 times as long to accomplish the same wave pattern. Well, that just means it's a lower pitch. And that's essentially what happens when I take amphetamines is I turn to a lower pitch. I have the same pattern of energy. It's just spread out under a longer time frame. So that instead of hours of the day, it's days of the week. By the way, you look like a chimney sweep right now. You've got big black stuff on your cheek here. Like you've got soot on your face.
Oh my gosh, I look like, what's his name from Mary Poppins?
Oliver Twist?
Chimney
Yeah, the chimney. Chimney.
Yeah, and they have like all the soot on.
Yeah, you got soot on your face.
Let's pretend it's that.
Okay.
Just makeup.
I prefer to believe you've been cleaning the chimney. When we're not being all nice to each other and stuff on the live stream, I'm forcing Rachel to clean the chimney. That's the hidden dark side of our lives that you don't get to see. You get up there and you clean that fucking chimney again.
Yeah, until the story.
And she's like, but I cleaned it so well yesterday. I don't want to go up there and do surgery off that goddamn chimney. Get up there and clean it again. Here's a toothbrush. She spends half the day cleaning the chimney. And then, but she's not allowed to mention that on live streams. That's the sort of thing the hate monkeys believe of our relationship, Rachel.
That what?
That I make you spend half the day cleaning the chimney when we're not online, and then you're, towing the line here, trying not to tell everybody that while we are live streaming or something.
I can see that. I can definitely see them thinking, and plotting in their mind that that's like what's going on. That I'm like if you're like little slave. Whereas like my personality compared to yours is, I mean, pretty much you can tell like through only this media that you have a strong personality and I have a more weak personality. I don't like to say that, but
I wouldn't call it strong or weak. I'd call it more extroverted, introverted.
introverted, right? But that doesn't mean that I'm a pushover.
Well, also, just because you display a more deferential affect doesn't mean you're actually more deferential. In fact, you're one of the people that I have encountered in life where it's impossible to cross any of your boundaries without it coming back to you in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, it's depending on how long I wait to talk about it, which is something I have learned over years with friends and stuff. I never liked friends. I never liked having a friend fight last for longer than it should. So I learned over time to be straightforward.
Right. Well, the thing is, you're not one to know something's happened, pretend it hasn't, and let it slide into unconsciousness. That just isn't in your repertoire.
No.
So that is sort of in my repertoire, but I don't. But we're on the same page more or less about the thing, which is we both much rather talk that thing out, whatever it is ASAP, rather than have anything fester.
I like that about us. You're not out with the juice and like, talk about this later. That term definitely makes us kind of like, okay, what are we gonna do? Okay, I'll walk outside. I'm gonna talk to you right now. No, we want to know right now. And maybe some people will critique that as being immature, but we've been hurt in the past. So I don't have any problem, like, if something wants to be discussed at the moment, as long as it, as long as I can, I will. Because I don't like that feeling, that sitting of wondering what the talk is going to be about.
I can't tolerate that either. That's being metaphysical types. We want certainty on the meaning.
True.
And then the territory will generally follow suit if we're with somebody who also has the same attitude towards the meanings. So it's like we're both have the same attitude towards the meanings, the talking about a relationship, and we can, because of that, we can rely on each party to be trustworthy in their meaning application. So when I'm telling Rachel, she doesn't have to worry at all about me leaving or me getting sick of her or any of that kind of stuff that people sometimes worry about. What I'm doing is I'm providing her an alternative to the introvertedly intuitive knowledge that shit happens in the world, Yeah. So it's like, from an introverted intuition perspective, there's almost nothing but doom and gloom possibilities if you're an INFJ. Very few things go right. So many things require so many things to go right for the whole to go right.
When it comes to bringing other people in, like, I'm all rainbows and sunshine when I'm all in my own little bubble, right? Isn't everyone? Mm-hmm. Because you're doing your own routine all the time, the way that you want to do it, without any interference from anyone. But when you bring other people into your life, there is an adjustment there. It's a reality check.
Yeah, I mean, you're right. That's an introvert's perspective on the thing right there you just described. I never would think of describing it like that, but you're right.
That's funny.
We have pizza. That's good.
I'm happy you guys have pizza.
We get to have metaphysical slices of it. We get to share his pizza. We can only have the metaphysical slices.
Sure, what kind of pizza plain?
Plan to prepare for the worst and hope for the best.
That's what my mom says.
That's very TE. It's a very TE sentiment. You say it's SE, but it's TE. The planning for the future thing is about ordinality. It's like, let's treat the sequence of events as though they were ordinal, and we can know what's the proper order of operations.
I used to use that motto in relationships too. I'd say I was younger though, maybe like 18, 19 when I would use that lingo. But over time, I was just like, something of it didn't resonate.
I mean, as metaphysical types, Rachel and I, and both TIFE types as well, we both would like to assume we're dealing in environments that can be timelessly ascribed, which means, well, this is the status of this, and it doesn't change until something happens and we decide to act upon the status change. Most importantly, the status doesn't change until there's a discussion and agreement about it in some fashion.
Yeah, it's that I never think about what could go wrong. I definitely do, but when I get obsessed over things, that's not something I want to get obsessed over. The things that can go wrong, because then I could create a self-fulfilling prophecy and go as far as actually creating a problem that would break up the relationship. So for me anyway, it's good to maybe be realistic in the fact that relationships do end sometimes, but not think of the problems that would occur because of that. Because
it's also the case that relationships don't end sometimes.
Yeah.
Not all relationships end. I mean, they do by death, but not all relationships end in breaking up. Some relationships persist the rest of your life.
Yeah.
And I continue to assert that this is one such relationship for both of us. The thing is, Rachel needs, more than anything else I can give her, what she needs is constancy in the narratives. I need the same thing from her. But fortunately, I am a little less in need of it than she is, and she's a little less capable of giving it than I am. In certain times only.
Interesting.
But
True.
we're both on the same fundamental page there, and what's key to us in our development is we both just relaxing and accepting the solidity and finality of the statuses so we can stop fretting entirely, you know? But that's some time in coming. I recognize that when I'm triggered, I can be triggered because we're so careful with each other. We can be triggered by little things, like little kinds of words that could imply meow. We generally try to take care to clarify that we didn't mean meow. You know,
the more sleep I have, the less those things happen too.
Mm-hmm.
For both of us, really. And a night when you've worked a lot, you're going to be irritable too. It's just human nature.
And the main point isn't even irritability; it's sensitivity. I am very sensitive, so it's very easy for Rachel to trigger me. It's not necessarily that easy for other people to trigger me, but like I don't have insecurities that are exploitable, particularly publicly. Even if they were to be publicly known, I have sensitivities. I'm very sensitive about what Rachel says. Like I don't like to think that Rachel ever would say something that would imply that I'm inadequate for her in any way. That kind of sensitivity isn't born of any specific insecurity, just a general I think SX approach where you're expecting your partner to be 100% your teammate, as I expect Rachel to be and she expects me to be, and as we're both perfectly happy with because we're both that subtype of instinctual variant.
Yeah, I read that they label the sexual type not necessarily because they're these wild sex animals.
It's a bad name.
It's a pair bonding thing. They feel much better in a bond.
It's 1, 2, or 3.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's 1, 2, or 3.
Self-preserving, sexual, and
self-preserving, sexual, and social. One is self-preserving. It's like my dad. He's a lot less impacted by the loss of his partner than either you or I would be for sure.
Yeah.
He's a lot more comfortable, more or less operating on his own. When we go in there to chat, if he doesn't have anything he feels like telling us at the moment, he kind of is like, okay, well, move along now.
Yeah.
You know,
I appreciate that.
I appreciate this quality too.
If he doesn't have anything to say, then you don't have to be there.
And the other thing is his self-preserving. We include we're included in his self, so we're preserved too.
Yeah.
But we're not really perceived as required to provide SO or SX role filling.
That's why I think SX partners are actually probably the most difficult to be in relationship with if you're not
SX yourself, sure.
We're intense people.
We expect a lot of our partner.
Yeah, and of ourselves with our partner.
Right.
Are you happy? Do you want me to do this?
Well, we're both FESX too. We're both 2-3 FESX. So she and I are extraordinarily FE with each other. Just ridiculously so often.
What a study that would be.
I bet FISX are way different.
Oh my god, I don't know if it's hard.
No, I was with an FISX, and it was way too intense.
I think
it was all over the fucking place, volatile.
Yeah, I so see that. Okay, so they say that Brad Pitt is 7SX. I think he definitely is too. He literally has only just admitted that he falls in love with every single cast member he has ever had a partnering role with. That's SS right there. I mean, you fall in love with every single girl you've ever partnered up with. Like, that's intense feelings. Holy shit. Hi, Pee-Pee.
That's kind of me too, in the sense that it's like I assume every. Oh, she did get in a fight.
Oh.
I heard it. I think with a dog.
Oh no, baby. Okay. You don't seem to be very bothered by it.
No, she managed to escape that one without any serious harms, but I think it's kitty corner to here. So it's diagonal. This house over there. Diagonal.
There.
Diagonal, yeah. Not that one, but
the behind.
I think there's a dog over there. Because when I was digging worms, I heard a dog panting. It sounded like.
Oh.
And I looked in. Swift Eagle asked, "What do you think Brad Pitt's MBTI is?"
ISFP. That's what they say. I would love to see if you actually think that too. But I think he's an ISFP.
Yeah, I've never really thought about it before, so I'd have to think about it some. Oh, what happened here? Let's see if this will still work or not.
That's a good question.
Let's see if I can get this to work again. Is this working again? She's not limping or displaying any distress in particular.
No, it's more like there's just like almost saliva stiffened on her coat.
Yeah, like somebody bit her, but didn't bite into her, I think.
Yeah,
she doesn't.
So creepy.
It's like the dog was hesitant in biting her, perhaps.
I hope you're feeling okay right now.
And in fact, that's what got me up this morning. Is I heard this fight between a cat and a dog, and I ran outside, and then what I saw was, "Hi, Horse Mumbler. Nice to see you as well. Thank you for being here." H is for Horse Mumbler. We learned this morning. Oops.
Warrior Princess.
It doesn't work over there for some reason. Okay, fine. Doesn't want to work I have to pop it out for it to work. It seems to work fine as long as I pop it out. No, let me tell you, like, you can tell by looking at Kitty that she's okay. Rachel's going into the pot pukes again.
Don't make me think about it. Oh, it's like, like group effects have that.
Oh, kitty freshness pants. Are you okay? Tell the people you're okay. Oh, yes, I'm fine. I'm fine. You can see here on my back where I got a little bit of somebody spit on me and got my tufts of hair pulled out a little bit. Well, there was no place for me to rescue. It was too late, actually. I got out there and what I saw was her sprinting back into the yard. I wasn't actually sure it was her because she ran so fast. I just saw a flash of kitty, you know. It could have been one of the other kitties, but either way, I felt like whichever kitty it was, that kitty got away from that thing. So I felt secure that the cat was fine. And then I saw her just a little while later, and she was sitting on the porch and looking fine. So these are straight out of Compton outtakes.
Goodness.
Oh, my kitty friend, so wonderful and pure and good and true. Let me see.
She's an adventure kitty.
Yeah, she is. She's an SFP, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm petting where you can feel the spit. You're right. I'm sorry, kitty. You can see she's moving fine. She didn't really want
She's
to.
like, I don't want to talk about this anymore. Goodbye.
Yeah, I'm trying to put that out of my mind, guys.
Why is she such a teen?
There's an ISFP for you.
Yeah.
Kitty is definitely an ISFP.
Yes, she is.
Oh, this is Mom. Will you stop with your nonstop teeing?
What?
My goodness, she's telling us we need to clean Pee-Pee because she'll clean herself and she might get disease from the dog. Should we outfit Pee-Pee with a little mask for the COVID virus too?
She would be more pissed bringing us to the vet than if she gets sick because she licked herself.
Yeah, you mean she should be more pissed if we cleaned her? That's what Winston's mom's advocating.
Yeah. I actually do. I think she wants to be like, she's independent.
She is a very independent kitty.
Like,
she doesn't appreciate our nanny state efforts, okay? This
Mm-mm.
is Mom. She doesn't want to be nanny stated.
She knows,
She knows when to hold them and knows when to fold them. You want this one?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I feel the spirit of relaxation in my heart.
Me too.
Well, I think it's fair to say we're not getting a lot of successful notifications here on this live stream, as there are 5 people present, 23 minutes in. But one thing I considered and I keep forgetting to implement is that I think if I live stream the old school way, it works a lot better. So I should probably do it with the OBS software instead. Plus, that allows me more flexibility. I can show my screen and stuff, you know. Oh, right. So, yeah, we've got adequate worms for fishing today. And we are going to go fishing. I'm thinking of a couple different spots where we might potentially go.
We're taking that before we go, if you don't mind.
Okay, no problem.
I mean, I'm really tired. I didn't really sleep the best. I slept, but I found it took me longer to go to bed last night.
Maybe we should stay up later,
Yeah, I think so.
That title would be deceptive. Yeah, okay. I mean, I get what you're saying. I could TI the title out more successfully and say something vaguely equivalent. But I guess I'm not done processing the whole thing yet. I'm not sure what I would say or what to think about it all yet. I'm still processing.
What?
Well, I'm not sure what overall conclusions or takeaways are there for me or anybody else from that debate video. I haven't.
Oh my god.
No, well, I mean, what I mean to say is, yeah, I understand that, Winston's mom. But in this instance, I don't believe the other gentleman engaged in a sporting-like behavior. So that's the challenge I have. The truth is, I don't think it was a good game. I think it was a unsportsmanlike affair all the way around. And so I'm not saying two unsportsmanlikes make a sportsmanlike, but I am saying that sportsmanlikeness has a somewhat different mechanics than does right and wrong. So I'm not quite sure how to respond to that. It requires the TIing of it is a much more subtle and involved process than you're imagining here. In other words, to actually have all the right language in place takes a lot of pre-processing. This is the stuff that people don't ever see me do, but that often explains why I haven't responded to something yet, is that I'm not done thinking about it. The thing is, I understand that his unsportsmanlike was done in ignorance, whereas my unsportsmanlike is less excusable. Yeah, well, that's plausible. That's a more likely sort of video for me to make. Metaing up is always a good suggestion, and in this case, that's probably the best suggestion. Well, Kitty seems to be fine because he's going in for full blast pets from Rachel right now. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
That's juicy. Kitty's getting some juice from Rachel. Oh, juicy, juicy Kitty. Talk about digging up a juicer. If we were digging in kitty dirt and dug up Kitty, we would dig up the biggest juicer ever.
Yeah, she really is the biggest juicer ever.
If she were a kitty that we dug up and digging in kitty dirt, right, we would say, oh my God, what a juicer. That's the juiciest of all juicers.
Thanks.
Did she give you a kiss? Yes. Oh, head push. What a lucky mommy gets head push from the regal beast.
So lucky.
Oh, yes.
It's so good to know, Capio.
I'll tell you what the FI feels about this. It feels a lot of warmth in my heart. Oh, so tender and warm in my heart.
Oh.
I can't barely stand it. I can't barely stand the tender warmth in my heart. Oh, what a wonderful kitty friend. What a very special kitty friend. Rachel even has the same kitty allergies as me.
Yeah.
We have everything the same.
Me too.
Oh,
Everyone
head
blood
push.
type.
Oh, loving kitty. What a good loving kitty. What a good loving kitty. Well, Kitty is such a harsh judge of people. She is not cool with anybody, even in people that she should be cool with. So the fact that she has selected Rachel as her own that's about as high praise as you can get.
I really do think it is as an honor. Such a queen beauty.
You are shedding though, aren't you?
Oh yeah. Yeah.
You're a sheddy Betty. Oh, sheddy
Spring
Betty.
is here. Spring is here.
Spring is here. Spring is here. Life is Skittles and life is beer. I think the wonderful time of the year is the spring. Don't you? Of course you do. There's one thing that has been complete for me. Dun, 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 dun. Dun, 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 dun. Boys and pigeons in the park. And your boys and pigeons in the park. The few we take home for experiment. Our pulse will be quickening with each drop of strychnine we give to a pigeon. It just takes a smidgen to poison the pigeons in the park. La 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 la.
That's not easy to do.
That's a fun song.
I like that song too. I was thinking about him in that song this morning and how the similarities between the two personalities.
We both wanted to be good sports. There's too much differential in culture, communication style, and understanding definition for it to work out, I think. Well, the thing that I reminded people of as well this morning, that I probably should have mentioned in previous live streams, when the people accuse me of going too fast, it is relevant to remember what I do for a living. And I'll put a link up to these debaters doing this thing that I put up earlier. A good example of a policy round. This one. Here. So the point is, for those who, this is for horse owners' benefit more than anything else. Remember that I train people to do this. Bodies enclosed in a number of particles, relation, motion, breast, defining individuality of the body, psychosis, uses, outside several damage, transform itself, so far as they derive power from the student from modern rationality of the person. Project reading this is self diagnosis, state of mind, vision, illusion, evacuation, psychotic body of the truth, grounding, doing, instrumental, and self, because of my mind, mastering matter, psychosis, and repellent, not always addressing, making music, having sex, prank, eating, and our psychosis, and that will be cut image over the material to your. So when people accuse me of going fast, especially when Ben Baskerlin accuses me of intentionally going fast to avoid some point of Jack's,
And this will if your racial difference capable of freaking whiteness or
No.
refuses to see creativity, force accommodation, proclamation difference.
What does happen is sometimes I will go faster than I should in the context, but it is not because I'm trying to go fast. It's because I'm failing to try to go slow. And I'm not even going fast. That's not fast. What I went with Jack is not even remotely close to fast. It's slow. That's the end of the discussion. I'm sorry I'm so much faster than everybody. Call it impiety or lack of propriety or quite a variety of unpleasant names, but it's not against any religion to want to dispose of a pigeon, a pigeon. Is that where the melody goes there? I call bullshit on this critique of me going too fast as some sort of trick or whatever. Bullshit. I'm not going fast. That's my response. That's not fast. Among people who are used to playing on basketball courts with Nerf basketball rims so they can slam dunk it easily. And, I was interested in making progress in the argumentation. That's not a debate style. That's dialectic. But I framed it as a debate, and I only have myself to blame. So I'm not trying to blame Jack or anybody else. I really only have myself to blame about the whole thing. It's my fault for not understanding. It's my fault for not being serious about the world and how it is and the way the level of remediation that's required before people can have a meaningful conversation about stuff in general. So Rachel, you mentioned wanting to nap before going fishing. Would you like to eat some lunch before you nap?
Yeah.
That might be a good idea, right?
Yeah.
Do you want to make a frozen lunch? Do you want me to make it for you? If I make it, will you eat it?
Yes, but I'd like to take a shower first. I'm not washing my hair. I just want to.
I agree, Horse Mumbler. It is too fast for anyone who's not trained in formal competition. What happens is this. He makes a point, and I understand that to completely respond to the point is going to require me to address these four things, distinct things. And so I go through them quickly because I don't want to take forever to dispute this one fucking little node point that he's trying to TI down to death, And so then I go fast. I don't want it to take forever to get through these four things that I have to establish to successfully fully rebut his point or whatever. It's like, that's what happens. That's what happens. People want to frame it as something other than that, but that's exactly what the fuck happens. I go fast because I feel like I need to cover the flow. And I don't want to take forever in doing that. What are your top 3 fish species that I catch or try to catch? I try to catch whatever fish will go on my line. I don't know what I'm trying to catch, really. But the fish that Rachel and I both caught the last couple, or two fish that we caught at Lake were both bluegills. I caught a fairly large for a bluegill. She caught kind of a medium-sized bluegill. I've caught trout plenty of times, and I've caught ocean fishes of different sorts. Yeah, I know, horseman blur. I know. This is why I'm frustrated with myself. It's because I guess I needed to have this experience to put all the various pieces together into an NI thing I could accept instead of ignore. But I had all the pieces of information I needed already to understand what was going to happen there and what I ought to do to prevent it. But I failed to know in advance what I should have known and adjust in advance accordingly. And I failed in a lot of ways, you know. But there are some ways in which I did not fail, and some of those ways are ways in which I'm being accused, which I don't like, you know.
You know what, though? Even just what you're saying right now, like, proves that you can admit when you are wrong. And that shows a lot of character. And that's what other people don't do. And that's what makes you angry, because you hold yourself to those same standards.
I don't want to try to do a series of conversations with Jack where I focus on a particular topic of my system versus socionics, because it's missing the point entirely of what was so upsetting about the thing to me. These are not equal things we're comparing against each other. My thing is an actual case. That is to say, it has a framework that says this is what it is and what it's trying to do. This is how it's going to accomplish that goal. You can test it against its own framework to see if it's working or not working. Anybody can. It's objectively testable in that sense. Socionics is not objectively testable because it doesn't provide a framework with which to test it. It's not a properly constructed case. So we need to be arguing in a different ground than we're going to end up arguing. And this is what's frustrating to me. Because the default ground is the ground from which socionics was built itself, on which socionics was built, which is to not understand how to make a case. That's the default ground. In other words, the universal world as a whole, to me, has Dunning-Kruger effect about basic ideational soundness. That's frustrating. Right. I like this thing that Winston's mom says here. This is what I like about YouTube best when it's happening this way, where I'm talking about how I found my platform, the one where you have the most fun and where you meet your NE needs, hang out, talk, be loud, talk out loud, be playful, people come and go. Exactly. I like that aspect of it. I like the NE fun. I don't mind the TI NE stuff, but I don't like it to be adversarial. I like it to be dialectical, quote unquote, which is to say multiple parties engaging in. If you're going to negate something, it's because you're trying to make progress rather than to forestill progress, you know? Forestill. Is that right? Where's my blue? I use that right? Forestill progress? A little help here, Diction Nazi? AKA Diction Resource. AKA Valued Diction Resource. Amberjack. What's amberjack? Is that like ambergris? Ambergris flapjacks? Do you eat ambergris flapjacks, Winston's mom? That's kind of gross sounding, frankly. I don't think you're supposed to eat ambergris. You're supposed to use it to make perfume out of. See, I want to buy Rachel a perfume, by the way. And it's called Cholo.
Oh, yeah. I really like that perfume.
It's the one perfume in my life that I remember thinking, there was this one girl I liked in high school who wore it. And I was rather smitten with both the smell of it independently of her and also with her, and I got this sort of SI combination between the two, I guess, too. So I'm
Yeah.
gonna have to fess up that there is an SI link that Rachel might not like about this Chloe thing. It does link to a high school girl.
No, because I have an essay thing with it too, because I really like it. And I've asked it Spencer for Christmas, but I never got it because everyone in town had the sense, so I wouldn't stand out at all. So
Well, maybe what we can do is forestall. Is that the word? Thank you, horse mumbler. Forestall. Maybe for my birthday we can get you Cholo.
that's sexy.
That sounds fun. I'd like to
Yeah.
smell you smelling like that. Now, the
Sure
only
thing.
I do have another weird SI association now, though, which is my student is named Chloe. So that's an unfortunate SI link. But besides that, I'm just going to ignore that SI link.
Yeah, because I don't think of that. I think all past stuff when I think of like Chloe the perfume. I don't think of Chloe and associate them
With a
perfume.
person?
Yeah.
Right. Well, as far as the perfume goes, I think of the girl I associated with was named Layla from high school.
Well, I like the name. The girl that I associate with, her name's Christine, and I really, really like her. And I was just like, at the time, looking for a signature scent, got a Laura magazine, smelt it, really liked it. I'm like, oh, that's gonna be the one. But it was a little bit up there in the price range, so I was like, I'm gonna get it for Christmas. What happens? I go to the Plato H. Christine's wearing the perfume. She has good taste. What can I say? Yeah. What can I say?
Okay, you gonna go nap or sit outside or whatever for a while?
I'm getting ready. I'm gonna brush my teeth. I'm gonna wash my face and stuff. So
All right, yeah, take your time. And if you want to nap, you don't. If you're not feeling it, I may run down to Lake, someplace close.
okay. All right. So like 20 minutes.
No, I'm not sure when I'm gonna go fishing exactly, but I'm saying if you're not feeling like rushing, I don't necessarily. It's like we could save a bigger fishing trip for tomorrow or something. Bigger fishing trip meaning like Castaic or somewhere, some more like an hour away rather than 20 minutes away.
Okay.
It's up to you.
I mean, it's gonna be beautiful.
It's up to you whether you want it, because you were saying earlier that you wanted to nap before we go.
I should nap.
All right. So, but what I'm saying is, don't feel like you have to make a firm decision now. Either way,
Okay.
I'm just giving you a warning that I may at some point decide to run down to Lake and say, "Do you want to go right now or not?" And if you don't, you don't. And if you do, you do. That's fine either way. And
That
okay.
sounds great. Yeah, because I'm like dressing and stuff and getting ready as if I were going, and then we'll see when you ask.
But you're also telling me you need to take a nap first.
Right. Well, I was like, okay. Well, I was kind of like right now. I'm like, okay, like I won't nap. I won't. But you're considering that maybe I should, and so I'm taking that.
Rachel, I'm considering that you told me that you wanted to.
Yeah, I know.
Not. I am making no position
No.
either way on whether you should.
No, I know you're not. I know you're not. So we'll find out when you ask.
Okay, fine. That's the sort of FE battle that Rachel and I have. Isn't it fun? It's called tripping over ourselves to not have said anything. No, I didn't say this. I didn't say that. I didn't say the other thing. I'm expressing no expectations, demands, implicit or otherwise, on you.
None at all.
All that shit, you know.
Value.
I love you too, baby. Don't forget to eat plenty of cheese. Forestall. Do I miss Denny's? Yes, we miss sit-down restaurants. We do. Many is the occasion that Rachel forgetting
Of
that.
course, what shows up on my playlist first?
What is it? Let's see. Nice.
I'm trying to get it out of my head.
Well, Rachel's listening to music outside, and the first thing that came on her playlist shuffle was Rah Rah Rasputin. Rah Rah Rasputin, lover of the Russian queen. Anyway, so that was all FE. Yes, Winston's mom. Everything there was FE between me and Rachel. It was all concern about what the other person thinks about, like, please don't think I'm imposing on you in any way. I'll say this suggestion, but I'll make sure to say it in a way that suggests it without imposing any burden on you of expectation. I wish you hadn't lost that hat too, Horse Mumbler. You know what? You can recreate that hat by braiding your hair. Braid the brim of your hair. And then you can recreate that hat. Do I miss Denny's? I absolutely do miss sit-down restaurants, Hypatia. Not just Denny's. Rachel and I were not huge Denny's goers, really. We went to other places more frequently than Denny's. But many's been the occasion when Rachel has suggested, oh, let's go to Mia. And I go, Rachel, virus. And she goes, oh, yeah. She doesn't keep, she doesn't keep temporary changes of status in mind very well because she's SI8. Yeah, Effie people will take often a long time to say something very straightforward because they're trying to make sure that you're not reading implications, that could be read from what is being said. Can I get some more coffee? Let me get some coffee. It's gonna need to be heated in this minute. If you were to let it, see how it's doing. Minute 30. I love you with my emotional heart.
My emotional heart.
Oh, my Spala. So Spala.
Oh.
You know why you're so Spala in law?
No.
It's because you're a special lady.
Thanks, baby.
You're welcome. I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but Rachel's an extremely special lady.
You're an extremely special dude.
She rides on the shortest of the lady buses.
I want to try and do the Russian dance. I feel like I should do it with actions, right?
Probably. Can you do it?
Like, oh God.
Well, that's pretty good. You scared the cat away.
Wow, I have to work on my calves. Like front calves.
I'm pretty sure I couldn't do that at all.
It's not easy.
It looks difficult.
It's like and then the next one has to go. It looks easier than it is.
Maybe you're going down too low.
Maybe.
I think if you're really good at it, you can go down that low, but I don't think regular people can go down that low. That's medium brown.
I want to brush 15 to do that.
Would you say that your hair is also medium brown, Rachel?
Yes.
That's what Horse Mama describes his hair as.
Thanks. Was he born blonde?
Were you born blonde? No, he says some people say it still looks red, which suggests it formerly was red but became medium brown. Mine formerly was blonde, became medium brown.
Yeah. You have a little red in it too.
Yeah, a little bit of gray, a little bit.
I have gray too. See, My hair was. If you see it, like you can't really see it, but it's more. You can see the blonde.
The way
I
you
used to
say
be
my hair
blonde.
was expects me to hear you say chicka chicka
Exactly.
My hair was Slim Shady.
You see, I was born with blonde hair, but it turned darker as I got older. But your mom noticed it.
Did she?
Yeah, she did. She's like, one day she was like, do you have blonde hair? And I was like, oh my gosh, yes, I was born with dirty blonde hair. She's like, I can see it.
We gotta crack open a new creamer. We went through one of these big jugs of creamer
Stop.
in what?
A week?
When did we go to the store, the Ralph's, and get these? Remember that day?
Yeah.
5
5 days ago?
5 days, 4 days? Yeah, 4 or 5 days, I think. We took to go through one of these.
That's the only kind that we can have, those big sizes.
Right. The small sizes is just like 1 cup of coffee, basically.
Mhm.
You got to put a lot of this stuff in there. It's why.
It's true.
I got a call from the place yesterday telling us that she fell out of a chair, no apparent injuries. So
That's great.
that's yesterday's news on Mom. I'm not able to see her or speak to her. No.
No.
Horse Mama was born a ginger, then it fell out and became golden blonde.
He's born blonde too?
He was born redhead, then it fell out, then he was golden blonde, now he's brown. He's gonna go back to blonde, then he's gonna go back to red, then he's gonna go gray.
He's a chameleon.
I like the uplighting here. It's dramatic, huh?
It is. It looks like you're going to be telling a story for Halloween.
Once upon a very spooky All Hallows Eve. Like that, with my black sweater too. Yeah.
Like those would be your Rasputin pictures.
He was Russia's greatest love machine.
Yeah, man. Look at those stupid.
That song's funny.
You know what I like? That they really tried to kill him. And then he really wouldn't die.
Eventually you kill him.
They had a shotguns multiple times. Like crazy. And that was like bad NE because like he predicted that the sun would overcome an earache and the sun did. So then the wife was like, he can tell the future, he knows his future. My son has hemophilia, but he can cure it. But everything after that earache that Rasputin told him never happened. But she still believed him because of that one thing.
Oh, yes. Your son will recover from this disease from which people normally recover in 5 to 7 days. I predict in 5 to 7 days. Oh my God! You're a magical magician of wonder. He successfully called that shit. Also, I predict I won't be able to do anything at all about this hemophilia.
Nope, nothing. No healing at all.
But see, that's what he should have done if he wanted to be a good predictor. He should have said, now, note in contrast, I will be unable to do anything about hemophilia. I predict this. Your hemophilia will not be healed. Unhealable.
Yeah, that would have been better.
Then he would have been right.
Yeah.
Rock and skate are varieties of fish. You're right. I caught rockfish before out in the ocean with my dad before I realized that I'd rather not go ocean fishing since it's torturous seasickness all the whole day.
Do we have any soap I can wash my face with, so I don't have to go back inside.
Let me look. Let me look to see if we have a bar of face soap. I think I usually keep one in my butt, but I don't have one there today.
Okay, I'll just go in.
I think you're gonna have to go inside, lady.
All right.
Hardships. This is what we call experiencing hardships. Rachel has to go inside the house right now to wash her face. She's got soot on it from cleaning the chimney.
Yes.
Because I make her clean the chimney every day. Rachel said, Octavio Silva says hello.
Hey, Octavio Silva. I am rocking a Bert from Mary Poppins.
All right, Chim Chimney, Chim Chimmery, Chim Chim Chiroo. I'll see you in a little bit. You go do your washings. Mwah, 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 mwah.
Oh, I love you so much.
All those kisses are for you, Rachel.
Thanks, baby.
Mm-hmm.
Parsley for the camera.
Oh yeah. Well, for the general populace, they get to view them, but they're not. The kisses aren't for them. They're for you.
I love you.
I love you too, my darling. I don't blame all those of you who are now currently vomiting, having observed the level of gaffery attained by me and Rachel in coordination with one another. We're doing fine. Rachel's got pesky makeup on her face that she seems to be having trouble getting off. Makes her look like a chimney sweep. She has a little patch of like black stuff. So she's trying to get that off, but she needs a bar of soap, and so she was trying to half-assedly do it out here, basically. But there's no soap that she can use, and so. Well, you do have to have good TE and good NI to be an excellent fisherman, I think. My problem is too much NE, too much SI. Well, this worked before. We all are doing good. We're probably going fishing today. I mean, I'm almost certainly going fishing. Rachel, I'm not sure if Rachel's going to go fishing with me or not. She's not sure she's going fishing. We're playing 7, 7, 7. We're playing 14 today. To play 14 has been 2 sevens. Both agree that no commitment whatsoever should be made about any moment beyond the present. Like for the day, right? What are we doing today? Let's not answer that question. Let's only live in potentialities regarding that question. What are we going to do today? We might go fishing. I probably will go fishing. Rachel might go fishing with me. She might take a nap. That's a good day, right? That's a heck of a day. To quote Jimmy Valvano. You laugh. You I forget the 3 things. Why do you think you're 8 instead of 9 wing 8 in your tri-type? Well, I don't ascribe to wings at all. I don't understand why there would be wings. I don't see a correlate in my observations that suggests wings are significant. So that's my take on wings. I see myself as 8, obviously, because I get mad. The first thing is when I come across things that I see as directly conflictory, is I try to make them fun. If that doesn't work, if I'm not allowed to play, if I'm not allowed to continue to play, then I get mad. And that's just kind of how it rolls with me, you know? And lastly, if need be, I go, well, fuck you anyway. I'll deal with my particularist experience. I'll go SI, you know? Mirror crack. What do you mean mirror crack? I want to know what that means. Mirror crack. Is that like same? Mirror crack? This mirror is cracked? No, this mirror is not cracked. It's an uncracked mirror. Unlike my ass. My ass has a crack, unlike that mirror that has no crack. It's a crackless mirror. It's a crackless mirror like a jackless Spiro Agnew playing draw poker jacks are better. I once danced and sang for an ENFJ hierophant with a taste for bright young bards, such that he whispered in my ear, claimed to comfort me. I gave him a ring I made him under a somewhat naughtily apt name. Interesting. I wonder what that's all about. Some sort of mysterious interplay between Winston's mom and Horseman Lord that nobody else is privy to. I like that. That's special. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is lie down because of a sudden feeling, kind of restful. Oh, wonderful, 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 wonderful day. Well, are you ready for a bedtime story? Let me lie down and tell you. Oh, no, you didn't, Baker. So it's nap time already. You didn't know that? You obviously are not on the nap calendar memo. We got memo that we're having an early nap time today. Once upon a time, there was a young man who had a knapsack, and he had very nappy hair, and he liked to take naps a lot. And he was known as Nappy Nappersons. Anyway, Nappy Nappersons lived next door to a lady. Her name was Sexy Sexertons. Needless to say, in the same fashion that Nappy Nappersons had everything nap related, Sexy Sexertons had everything sex related. She had sexy clothes, sexy boobs, and sexy bottom, and a sexy privacy. And Nappy Nappertons was going to go lay down for a nap one day, as he was wont to do, when he looked across the yard there. His next door neighbor wasn't across the street, okay? It was right next door to him. And who was bending over to deal with some gardening things with Sexy Sexertons. And he said, "Hey, Sexy." And she said, "Dee." Wait, hold on. Are you saying I'm sexy or just calling me by my name? He said, "Both." And she said, "Dee. What you doing, Nappy?" And he's like, "Well, I was about to go take a nap, but I thought I'd say hi to you before I went and took my nap." She said, "Well, I'm glad." He said, "What are you doing? What were you about to do?" He said, "Gardening. Yeah, I know that the corollary there would have been having sex, but I'm actually not promiscuous. I'm just extremely sexy and large bosomed." And he says, "Wow. Say, you like to garden. I like to nap. how about we enjoy each other's activities together? Um, I'll garden with you today, right now, and then afterwards you come nap with me. And she's like, well, okay, but listen, no hanky panky. All right, no hanky panky on our first date. Okay, I am a I'm a good girl, and I don't want any hanky panky on our first date. He said, no, just napping, don't worry. And so she said, but I thought we were going to garden first anyway. And he's like, yeah, we're gardening. So he went over next door.
Did you ask me a question?
No, I'm telling a bedtime story right now.
Okay.
So he went over next door to Sexy Secreton's house. And he said, here, give me a trowel and I will dig in the dirt with you, Sexy. And so she gave him a trowel and he was digging in the dirt and he's pulling out some roots and stuff because they were in the way. And she wanted to plant carrots, but she couldn't plant carrots because there were too many roots in the soil. And so she was digging up the dirt to remove some of those roots. And Nappy Napperton said, hey, look, there's some juicers here, some big ass worms that I'm digging up. I could keep those worms for fishing later. And she's like, yeah, sure, you can keep those worms for fishing. Here's a container for them I happen to have right here. And she gives him a nice, perfect sized worm container, and he takes some dirt and puts the worms in there. And he's like, cool, I'll use those later for fishing. Anyway, they continue digging in the dirt, and pretty soon what should happen? Well, their hands should touch in a very sexual fashion. And what do you think happens? She says, of course, Dee, I'm sorry, I didn't mean to touch you. And he says, no, it's okay that you touched me. I find it alluring. And she says, alluring? Dee, I like it when you say things like that. And he says,
Cool. Winston's mom wants you to make a pipe from carrots and smoke weed from it.
I think it's a good idea.
Me too.
Anyway, Sexy Secretons, you're here. You're part of this story too, you see.
I was hoping to listen to it later. And it's like
Well, anyway, you see what happens is Nappy Napperton is about to go take a nap until he sees Sexy Secretons.
oh.
And then he gets convinced to do some gardening. And now they just touched hands while they were gardening together. And he says, no, it's okay. I don't mind at all. In fact, you can touch me anytime. And she says, Gee, you're so funny. And she touches him on the shoulder. And at that point, he thinks to himself, but he doesn't say out. He's like, yeah, I'm in. And so they finish gardening. He says, okay, well, now let's do the other part of the equation. You said that if I garden with you, we do both of our activities together. You like to garden, I like to nap. So we garden together. Now you got to come nap with me. And she says, well, okay, deal's a deal. Remember, no hanky panky. This is our first date. And he says, I know, no hanky panky. And so they go into Nappy Napperton's house. And she goes, but I'm filthy dirty from gardening. And he goes, yeah, you are. You need to take those dirty clothes off and get into the shower, little missy. And she goes, okay, but you stay out of this bathroom while I do this, okay? Just, you don't come in and look at me or anything. And he goes, okay, I won't. I'm going to go lie down. I'm ready to take my nap. And Oh yeah, you got a good point there, Bacon. So anyway, Nappy goes to lie down and realizes, oh shit, my clothes are all dirty too. And so he goes back to the bathroom and he knocks on the door and Sexy Sexton says, come in without thinking about it really. And so he goes into the bathroom. He's like, hey, listen, I'm not trying to look at you. And then she goes, eek! And he's like, I told you not to come and look at me. And she said, he said, no, but I knocked and you said, come in. And she said, oops, tea. And so he's looking at her and she's all big boobed and naked in the shower, right? And covered in soap. And he's like, well, look, I'm dirty too. No hanky panky, but just let me get in the shower with you and I'll just get clean too. No hanky panky though. Also, there's some dirty spots on you. I can see that you're not getting clean enough by yourself. She goes, well, okay, but no hanky panky, all right. And he goes, okay, fine. And so he gets in the shower and she said, now you close your eyes so you don't look at me while I'm naked in the shower. And he's like, okay, my eyes are closed. But before I close them any longer, let me just mention that I saw some dirty spots on you that you can't see that are out of your range of vision. Why don't you let me clean those first? Okay, well, just look for the dirty spots now. Don't you stare at my naked, soapy body. My naked, wet, soapy body. And he's like, okay, and he gets a bar of soap and he starts washing all of her dirty spots. And she goes, okay, well, that's fine. I guess that's my lower back. That's dirty. That's okay, that's fine. Okay, my upper back is dirty. Okay, I guess my butt is a little dirty, maybe. I can believe that. Okay, but don't spend too much time down there. Wait a second. How can you see dirt on my vagina? He goes, that's trust me, it's filthy. You who are out gardening, it's filled with soil. Let me clean it for you. And she's like, phew, I didn't know I was so dirty out there. Phew, phew. I didn't know I was so messy with my shoveling of dirt. And he's like, yeah, you are. And then he starts soaping up the front of her. And she's like, hey, I can see those parts. My stomach's not dirty. And he says, well, it's got a thin film of dirt. My eyes are better than yours. She goes, are you sure? He says, yes, they are. And then he starts washing her boobs. And she's like, I'm pretty sure those aren't dirty. But ew. Oh my God. And pretty soon, sure enough, they had sexual intercourse. The end.
Eric's nighttime stories.
My bedtime stories.
I like them. We always end up with with them having sex, and everyone always notices that. They're like, wait, let's get the sex part coming. The boop. The boop. I like it.
Thanks, darling.
Based on true events.
Yeah, well, in this story, I'm Nappy Nappertons and you're Sexy Sexertons. See those boobs? See how I restrained myself and didn't grab them?
And Bacon's happy that you ended it in Eric fashion.
Yeah, that's how all my bedtime stories is.
Dude.
It's a very SE form of storytelling.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was thinking of that picture of Delilah with the red rimmed sunglasses. Just fucking so ESTV. I try not to laugh.
Is it over there?
No, it's inside.
Inside.
Yeah, when we go inside,
Okay.
can we get it now?
If you feel like it. If you don't, just find it in the room.
Yeah, I will. I think it's definitely camera worthy.
Cool. I love you, my darling.
I love you, mines.
You're my heartwarming mitten of heartwarm.
Aw, thank you, baby.
You're the fireplace with the logs of feeling that burns in the pit of emotions that is my chest.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
You're my understanding, no inner knowings.
Thank you, darling.
You're welcome.
Right.
Kind of a stud.
Right. Well, that was a nice nap. I like my bedtime stories. One of my favorite things to do on this channel that I do among the many different things that I do. I like my bedtime stories. Sometimes they're more involved than others. You know, sometimes they start off magic and end up with sexual intercourse. Sometimes they just go straight for the sexual intercourse part, I guess. They make me laugh. You know, sex in general makes me laugh. It's a funny thing. The way that women and men are together. The various cues. Rachel and I danced yesterday to Donald Fagen's Maxine, which is an excellent song if you haven't heard it. Good song for dancing. The sort of song that combines dancing and prancing into francing. It's conceivable, possible anyway, though possibly unlikely, that that was the plot twist indeed. That was after they had sexual intercourse, then they had the nap. You know, Sexy Secretons felt a little bit like a hoe, but it's fine because they ended up together long term. Isn't that a nice addition to the story there? You get to know what happened after the fact. Yeah, they stay together actually. They're meant to be together. All they do is garden, nap, and have sex. And collect worms. Nappy goes fishing with the worms he gets when they're gardening. That's the long-term plot finale. That's the epilogue. That's what it's called. The epilogue. Oh, look, Rachel's come with, what are these?
Brownies from your dad.
Peanut butter brownies from Dad.
Yeah.
What? Look at that.
Yeah, it looks delicious. I can't wait to put them in my coffee.
That looks like lunch.
It does. And we got the Hawaiian.
We've got photographs.
Goodness.
Who's that? Swimming with Julie?
Julie.
Must have been a swimming teacher.
Yeah.
Oh, it was a garish. My parents took my daughter Delilah to this place called Garish, which was G-A. It's not spelled like garish, like, you know, but it's it was a swimming and tennis club that she got swimming lessons in. So that must have been her private swimming teacher that she had. My parents spoiled Delilah more than they ever spoiled me. Which is fine. They're just great.
Yeah. This is I really like this picture of her with the like laying in the
swimming
water
teacher.
because I had the same problem as a kid too. My legs would sink down. I wouldn't be able to do the dead man's float that well.
Mm.
I'm better at it now.
That's Delilah with her swimming teacher.
Yeah.
You're going to see some Eric here pretty soon. There's Eric's mom. Let's see. Looking at Wales and Washington State. The trip that my parents took with Delilah. This is one that I was there too.
Gosh, she looks like Dora the Explorer.
This is the picture Rachel's talking about where she's got the sunglasses on. But she says she looks like an ESCP.
Yeah. Hold on.
Yeah, we didn't even have to take it out. If we just pull that back, it would help some.
Really, CP? She's got badass sunglasses on.
Who's that sexy young man?
There's Eric.
All right, I can't get it in frame. It's hard to. There. Ooh la la.
Oh, a lot indeed.
What else we got here? Any other exciting pictures to show?
This is this.
Oh, my little lovely bumpkins.
A local. So cute.
She looks like she's making a fist. For some
Yeah.
reason.
Well, she's holding a fork.
Oh, she's holding a fork.
Yeah.
Okay.
Fixing her sunglasses. Oh, with a turtle.
What a putting moisture with that big turtle there.
Mhm.
I'm not sure about this. No, it's not dead, as the text says.
That's the face that Delilah is making, I guess. I don't know about this.
And there she and I are swimming, snorkeling over there. And here we are together looking at the tide ponds or whatever. Swimming. My mom.
Aww. You look like you're just like a native.
This is my dad's doing though. That's the funny thing.
Mm-hmm.
These are all my
America's-
dad's writing.
America's sweetheart. She is.
That's my dad's writing.
Look at that picture. What a smiley.
Delilah was 3 years old, so 2001.
Beautiful.
Sitting on that thing.
She's America's sweetheart.
There I am, big American male, spread out.
Mm-hmm. That's when I saw that picture. I love that picture of you and your mom.
There's me and mom hanging out.
Mm-hmm. Mm.
There's Delilah sitting on back there behind those ladies with me. Oh, Lord. There's one picture in particular that we were going to try to reenact, but I guess It would have been back in here somewhere with this luau. Must have been from a later trip. Oh, it's missing right here.
What? I've seen it.
The picture's missing.
Yeah, you and Delilah are sitting on the thing,
Yeah.
like the other
It's
picture.
right here. We're sitting on this.
Yeah, but you're
it's
both
just,
looking.
There's no people in front of us. It's just us sitting on this little fence thing.
Yeah, and you're looking at the hula dancers.
No, the pig.
Oh, the pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. Where'd that picture go?
I don't know. There's multiple copies of it. It'll turn up.
No, but I
We
saw
must have
it.
taken it out because of the Hawaii trip, planning to recreate it.
Oh.
You know, we were planning on recreating
Yeah.
that picture. Yeah, that we were gonna go recreate that picture of us staying on that white fence at the King Kamehameha, which is a hotel in Kona, on the Big Island of Hawaii, and unfortunately, for a variety of reasons, we didn't make that happen because we went to a different luau that was more convenient and that checked off a lot of TEE boxes that my dad had in mind, and so those got prioritized over recreating that picture. We still could have recreated it without the luau, but it didn't work out that way. So maybe next time we go to Hawaii.
That's what I was thinking next time. And Delilah seemed to be extremely into the idea too, so I think we can make it happen. Plus, it rained.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. It rained, and so because
Slabs did what that day?
it was gonna rain, my dad was like, we should do this other luau that's inside. Oh, no chair.
That's funny. Is that what you're feeling?
There. No, I'm assuming that that's not.
Oh no, you. No, I didn't know if the story was like alluding.
No, it's just alluding to my general relationship
Oh,
with you.
I love you.
I see you and I as like that couple.
We are.
You know,
Yeah,
that that every time we have sexual intercourse, it's like you're gardening in the next door neighbor, and then I show up, and all of a sudden you're naked before me.
Yeah, it is like that, actually. Yes, he does have a birthday coming up on the 27th. We were talking about what we're going to do for his birthday, but it's me.
I was saying we get you Chloe from it.
Yes, for his birthday. I'm
We
going
get
to
her
be wearing
Chloe.
Chloe perfume, which is a brand that I've wanted to wear for a very long time. So special.
That'd be nice.
Yeah. I'd love to do that for you.
All right, so maybe we'll go get some of that.
What else would you like for your birthday? I would like to get you a pair of headphones at some point.
Yeah, we should get headphones. I don't need super fancy ones. I need better ones than I currently have, and that'd be cool.
Yeah.
Maybe we can order some things maybe we can order these things on Amazon. Wonder how much Chilo costs on Amazon.
That's a good question.
You think you might get fake Chilo? Maybe they're gonna fake you out if you get it.
I always like getting it from
the store.
Yeah. No, well, like, so Macy's, you can get it. You can get it at Macy's.
Macy's open?
No, but online.
Oh, online Macy's.
Right. So
Okay.
that way you really do know you're getting it from, like, the seller. Also, Sephora, you can get it from, like, any department store.
Yeah, it makes sense.
And go
Okay.
through. Because, you know, sometimes you can get, I just personally, like, my mom goes on eBay and she gets, like, good prices and stuff, but me personally, I just like to know the source. It's perfume. You want it to be.
You want it to be legit.
Mm-hmm.
I want to know which ESTP Chad stereotype come from High School Musical or something else? Perhaps a combination of different sources. A combination of different sources.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I would say ESTP is also like Johnny from Karate Kid. That's another manifestation.
Yeah,
of ESTP.
he is. He's a good manifestation of that. He's a mature, like a after the glory.
In Cobra Kai, you can see the grown-up ESTP, and Karate Kid, you can see the sort of teenage ESTP,
Mm-hmm.
and yeah. But ESTPs are not at all like that. Delilah's an ESTP,
Oh, yeah.
but she's an SX ESTP, I think.
Oh, she definitely is. She's always within.
She's very relationshipy,
Yeah.
but she's also an ESTP, like getting drunk and
Mm-hmm.
partying hard, and
She knows how to have a good time, that's for sure. And she's a talker. She likes to engage with other people quite often. And in fact, I feel like if it doesn't happen, she's anxious for it.
you can see why I mistook her for an ENTP for a while.
Mm-hmm.
But I didn't understand types well enough. For a long time, I thought Delilah must be an ENTP like me, because there was some fundamental equivalency between us that I understood, that we understood each other. What it really is we're both FI polar. That's the fundamental equivalency I was seeing in us, that I said, we've got to be the same type. And in fact, being FI polar is very significant in how you relate to other people,
Yeah.
It's like she and I have a great relationship where we never talk to or see each other. Right? That's FI polar great relationship. Rachel has to remind me, you should call Delilah. You should talk to your daughter, whom you love, love so deeply.
She'll be on my mind too. I'm just curious to see how she is.
All right. So the thing is, it's absolutely true that I love my daughter so deeply and I adore her and she's spectacular and all that stuff. It's also absolutely true that for both of us, though I think we both feel that way about each other, hey, Cloud, you're back. Glad to see you. I'm very happy to see you, Cloud. I'm sorry that happened to you. That wasn't my idea. I had nothing to do with that. Okay. So, what was I saying? Tender mercies. That's what I call my genitals. My tender mercies. Rachel's tender mercies and my tender mercies get together and have a tenderness battle.
I have a question about that stuff. I want to see where we are on the scale of biorhythms today. We're closest and furthest.
Let's find out. Let's find out how similar Rachel and I are biorhythmically at the moment.
Yeah.
Now, we never deviate very far from each other compared to most people. I've never encountered any two dates that are as good as Rachel and mine, putting in shit tons of random dates into this thing. It really is astonishing. Even if this thing is totally random, it is weird that Rachel and I have an outrageously good random outcome.
98%.
Yeah, like you can't. All right, so let me see. Your date is Mia?
Yep.
My date is Mia. Execute. We are very close physically and intellectually, but we're a little more distant emotionally.
I can see that. I can see it
that.
too. Yup.
Yeah.
Yep. Well, I do have my period.
And look, this is more deviance than we normally get. We're in a
Mhm.
fairly deviant period here.
Yeah.
So, and this
Uh-huh.
is going through. Well, we get together around here. Like this is coming up around my birthday.
Yeah. I'm gonna be real dumb for you.
We're going to be intellectually a gap, but we're going to be right on point on the 28th when it comes to our physical and emotionality.
True. That morning's gonna be like.
We're going to have, it's going to be a very sexual intercoursey day, the 28th.
Yeah.
Let's see what day today is, 21st. 28th, we're going to be humping.
Mhm.
Right now, on the 21st, we are about as well. Tomorrow's even worse. Tomorrow, we're even a little further apart physically and emotionally. So,
But at least intellectually, see, that's the thing. Even though we emotionally will be like distant, we're both feeling it as that. And
well, you'll note that our wave on intellect is longer, lower frequency.
Mhm.
So
yeah, right. It's
it
not.
changes more and slowly over time, and these ones, the emotional and physical ones, change more quickly over time.
True.
But if you look at our biorhythm compatibility here, when you put in our two dates, and I'll put this calculator for anybody to put any two dates they want to in there and see if they do anywhere as well as Rachel and I do, we get 99.07 physical compatibility, 99.37 emotional compatibility.
Yes.
95.95 intellectual compatibility, whereas we're a little less intellectually compatible than we are physically and emotionally.
Yeah.
But, and I think that's accurate. But our mean is 98.13. See if you can find any two dates that you can stick in there that give you a better outcome than me and Rachel get.
Why don't you just find out what you get? Because I do believe that what we have is rare. You're going to want to have something around that, though. You're going to want to say, I'm going to say getting in the 80s to the 90s is ideal for a relationship because, or it could just be that that's how your relationship runs. Say you're really high in emotional and intellectual, but physically there's like not that much there. There are couples who are like that. So, you can definitely compare and contrast to ours.
Yeah.
And to other people's as well.
Yeah, so what you see here for us is we get 99.07, 99.37, 95.95. If I were to just mix in two random dates here that are sort of similar, let's make it I'm gonna put in August 6th, 1987. And I'm going to put in June 10th, 1974.
See the changes. So this couple is going to be very sexually compatible, and that's what's going to draw them together. But then over time, they're not going to fit anywhere else. So it's a good hookup, right? That's like a good.
That's a good hookup.
That's a look. That's what
on certain days, even.
But look, true.
Even though they're 96.29, they're not. You can see the. I mean, they're terrible. Wow, this is a terrible couple. I wish I could show everybody the screen here. I guess I could show it by just pointing the camera at it.
Yeah.
Like, this is...
So, like, for today, they're only physical, basically.
Oops. What happened? Oops. Did I close that tab? I guess I must have closed it. No. Not sassy hair tutorial. Okay. Damn it. There. Okay. Here we go. I'm going to show you now the thing I was trying to show you. You can see this chart here is somebody who has a mean of 54.01. They've got two kind of compatibilities that are in the 30s and one that's in the 90s. This is a very ill-advised couple for anything long-term, more than, like Rachel said, like a hookup would be fine, but not anything more than that.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is Rachel and me. Okay, so again, look at that versus this random two numbers I put in.
Yeah. So if it had been that we were, say I came from New York, we got together, physically it would have been great, but then living together over time, there would have been a lot of bumps in the road.
Right. It wouldn't have lasted long at all.
No.
Instead, we have that tight little bunch of strands, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty great.
Very lucky. Yes, we're blessed.
So let's try another couple of random dates just to see what happens. I'm going to put in May
29th. That's my sister's birthday.
29th. Okay, year?
87. We should try to find Frank James' birthday and
What do we put for this one?
oh.
October, the Halloween
Okay.
person. October 31st.
That's a great idea. Great idea. I want to see the results for that.
1975.
Because my sister has opinions on Halloween, so.
Now, this is a pretty good.
Mm.
Look at this. Emotional 100.
Oh, wow.
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 Look at that.
She's a Halloween person.
I've never seen this before. And all the times I put in numbers before, I've never seen 100.
It's flat. My sister and Halloween will always have emotions for each other. That's very interesting.
So anyway, this is a good relationship. 85 physical, which means they're not always going to be on the same page sex-wise, but they're going to be on the same page about emotions.
Mostly
about
85 is
It's good. Yeah.
And if you have intellectual and emotional pretty close together, that's nice. Warm, fuzzy feelings, like a friend. Plus your physical, pretty much. That's a nice combination.
But even so, we've got that versus what Rachel and I have is definitely better. That's about as clean as you're going to find in these things. So I'm going to try.
Never, ever clean.
I'm going to try one more just as proof to show that you don't get that.
Okay,
high.
so let's do even though. Okay, so let's do me and Brad Pitt since I had a dream about him.
Okay, what's Brad Pitt's birthday?
December 18th, 1963.
He's older than me.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't know that.
January.
Rachel and Brad Pitt.
For today.
75.
Whoa!
Another emotional intimacy of 100.
But fucking, we do not get each other on an intellectual. No way. Imagine a conversation between us. How interesting that would be.
Be interesting. Interesting.
And then,
but this probably explains why you feel a certain affinity towards him.
Yeah, I do. I really do.
Because you probably are emotionally on the same exact wavelength.
That would make sense for him. Oh my god. So that dream stuff kind of makes sense then. Because he came to me in a dream, and then like 2 days later he got divorced from Angelina Jolie.
Let me see if he and I are good partners.
Me too.
Let's see.
Maybe we'll be friends.
Maybe Brad Pitt and I are the ideal mates. No.
Emotionally though.
Emotionally
and
close.
physically, maybe you guys could go for a yacht together.
But think about it, Rachel. It makes sense if you and I are very similar biorhythm-wise emotionally, and you and Brad Pitt are very similar emotionally biorhythm-wise, then I and Brad Pitt would also be very similar emotionally biorhythm-wise.
Yes.
That just naturally follows. Unfortunately, the intellect side is even worse between me and Brad than it is between Rachel and Brad.
Yeah, it is.
I think the physicality, I think our physicality is a little better though.
Right? That's kind of a nice friendship.
We can do an interview with him.
I'm more sexually compatible with Brad than you are. Okay, but
I'll have to accept that.
you're more intellectually compatible. with
Okay,
Brad.
for the final one, can we do him and Angelina Jolie? I want to see.
What's her birthday? You want me to look it up?
Yeah, I think it's June something.
Angelina Jolie birthday. June 4th, 75. June 4th. '75. Ooh.
Wow.
0 emotional, physical 100. Wow. What a crazy biorhythm.
That really is.
0 emotional, 100 physical? What?
I know. And they have the smarts to have talking.
Their intellectual is pretty solid.
Yeah.
Yeah, pretty damn good. 88.88.
0 emotional. I
Wow.
have never seen anything like that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, that really is. So it just goes to show that you can be very physically attracted to someone and feel that they have brains and not feel anything towards them.
It just means, I mean, the biorhythm thing just means you're off rhythm all the time. When you feel the need for intimacy, they feel the need for no intimacy. When they feel the need for intimacy, you feel the need for no intimacy.
Yeah.
It's like you're always off rhythm with it, you know?
Mm-hmm.
That's what it really means, I think.
You know, and honestly, I heard that there was infidelity in the couple. So I mean, that makes sense. If you don't emotionally care, that's gonna happen.
Anyway, I think that all is very interesting, personally.
It is.
The transitive property of romance. Exactly. Thank you for
Thank
the math
you.
joke there regarding my observation that we would naturally have the same emotional connectivity.
Yeah.
All right, I'm about ready to end this live stream. How about you, Rachel?
Yeah.
You cool with that?
Adjusting myself.
You're looking juicy.
Thanks, baby.
Even though you're looking juicy AF, no, I don't want to have sexual intercourse right now because you know why?
Period.
That's right. You're on your period.
Yeah. Wait,
And
is that
I'd rather
why
preserve.
we're not physically?
Maybe. I just want to preserve my load for when you're off your period because it's not that far away.
All right.
If it were the beginning of it, then I wouldn't necessarily want to preserve that load. But since it's near the end,
That's you right
that's
now.
me. I'm being a motivator. I'm being the king of rods. I mean, king of my rod.
Uh-huh.
And planning ahead for it so that I know that when I do dip into the juice, I'm going to really get the full juiciest of juice. And I'm just going to be like, oh, yeah, humpity, humpity. Ooh, ah, oh, yeah. That's good. It'll be like that. So it's going to be like.
Yeah, how you said that was such conviction.
What is it going to be like? Well, I got to tell you, I still just am continually giddy because, of course, the reality is, what will never change, Rachel will always be a decade and a half almost younger than me. And so, you know, that's the sort of ripe orange anybody can enjoy the concept of squeezing. What only one person can enjoy the pleasure of squeezing. See what I'm saying? It's easy for anyone to conceive why one would want to squeeze that orange, but only one person actually gets to squeeze it on the regular, you know.
Squeeze is not for everyone. No, once squeezed, it's squeezed.
It's squozen. It's squozen by me now and me alone. I have exclusive squeezing rights.
Yep.
Exclusive squeezing rights are important in any orange juice related.
I have
calculus.
exclusive grapefruit squeezing.
Yeah.
Ask him that squeeze my grapefruit but me.
You have exclusive proprietary rights to my Genatel.
So you guys feeling that spring has sprung? You know, what's that term with like young love and spring?
Young love and spring go together like spring and young love.
Anyone has crushes on anyone? Noticing the girls wearing less clothing?
It's a
smelling
time for
flowers.
nudity.
Yeah,
A time for shameless, provocative nudity.
yes, has begun. It is not spring, it's not summer yet, but we are getting a preview of what's to come.
Get your boob circles at the store.
I do actually have to.
Spring is coming. Time to be lascivious without entirely being immodest.
Right.
That is the trick.
He agrees.
You pushed the wrong thing.
I did.
Don't understand how words persist and link with other words. You don't understand how words persist and link with other words. You're talking about the ESFJ, ESTJ, NI-polar closed-minded way. Yeah, they don't understand how words persist and link with other words. I totally agree with that, John Henry.
That's a good observation.
I totally agree.
I feel honored to be. Like when I wear your mom's sunglasses, I feel very honored.
Right on. It's
Yeah.
very SI of you.
I love your mom. I love your parents. It's an honor.
I love your interest and attempts to incorporate SI on the SI user's behalf. It's very much noted and appreciated, my darling.
Aww. Thanks.
You're a precious wonder
Mhm.
of priceless antiquity. You're a
God.
priceless antiquity.
So you bring me to Antiques Roadshow and do the.
Oh my God, this is a
Priceless.
Rachel. Priceless Rachel. This is a bucket of precious wonder.
Wouldn't that be like an awkward, like in between commercial for TV shows? I don't know why. Like I feel like it's like a weird twisted thing. Like, oh, look at this specimen. No, she's priceless. This is truly a work of art. Where'd you find her? She's hanging out in my backyard. And then it puts us right back to the TV show or something or a new commercial.
I adopted her from the pound. Yeah, they got a pound for women now.
Yeah, pound seems better. It's like kind of a
The women pound.
Yeah. Like a political statement at the same time.
Well, are we about ready to wrap this live stream up?
I think so.
All right, so I'm gonna wrap it up. We may or may not be going fishing. I think we need to eat some frozen dinners first.
Yeah.
So let's go inside and do a little frozen dinnering. No doubt I'll be back later with more exciting live streaming
Good.
from the bowels of hell. I mean Arcadia, which is not really the
Yeah, good.
bowels of hell. It's more like a little slice of heaven.
It is. Bye, guys.
Bye.